The gleaming halls of the Interstellar Military Academy had never witnessed such silence. Every cadet, instructor, and visiting dignitary stood frozen as the sound of the slap echoed against the metal walls. General Krav of the Vesperan, Empire 8 feet tall with iridescent scales and 4 powerful arms, had just struck Cadet Lisa Reed across the face. Lisa, barely 5'6" with auburn hair pulled back in a regulation bun, didn't stumble. She didn't cry out. The human cadet simply absorbed the blow, her eyes never leaving the alien general's face. The red mark blooming on her cheek was the only indication that anything had happened at all. Humans, General Krav sneered, his multiple voice boxes creating a discordant harmony. Always thinking they deserve a place among the stars. Your species is too soft, too emotional to... The general's words died in his throat as Lisa moved, with practiced precision. In one fluid motion, she captured his striking wrist, twisted it at an angle that made the assembled Vesperans gasp, and applied just enough pressure to force the towering alien to his knees. The Academy's grand hall fell into stunned silence. No one had ever seen a Vesperan general subdued so efficiently, certainly not by a first-year human cadet. "With respect, General," Lisa said calmly, maintaining the hold. "I believe we were discussing tactical advantages in zero-gravity environments, not testing personal combat reflexes." Commander Jackson, the Academy's human liaison, stepped forward. "Cadet Reed, release the general immediately." Lisa complied without hesitation, stepping back to her position in formation. The Vesperan delegation erupted in angry chittering as several aides helped General Krav to his feet. "This is outrageous," shouted Admiral Trell, the Vesperan head of delegation. "A diplomatic incident of the highest order. This cadet should be expelled immediately." Commander Jackson maintained a professionally neutral expression. "Admiral, with all due respect, it was General Krav who initiated physical contact against Academy regulations. Cadet Reed acted in self-defense using approved restraint techniques. Nothing more." "Restraint techniques?" General Krav hissed, rubbing his wrist. "That joint manipulation could have severed my tertiary tendon." "But it didn't," Lisa replied evenly. "The technique is calibrated for Vesperan physiology. I studied your anatomical charts extensively." The revelation silenced the general momentarily. Few non-Vesperans bothered to learn the intricacies of their four-armed anatomy. Admiral Trell's eyes narrowed. "Why would a first-year cadet study such specific information?" "Because I was assigned to your delegation, sir," Lisa answered. "I believed it prudent to understand those I would be serving alongside." Commander Jackson cleared his throat. "Perhaps we should continue this diplomatic visit as scheduled. The propulsion lab demonstration begins in 15 minutes. As the delegation moved toward the exit, General Krav lingered, studying Lisa with newfound curiosity. When the others had left, he approached her. "You could have broken my wrist," he stated flatly. "Yes, but you used precisely enough force to subdue without injury." Lisa nodded once. "The Academy teaches control, not dominance, General. And yet you dominated me thoroughly in front of my peers." There was no anger in his voice now, only observation. "I responded to a threat assessment. Your physical strike indicated escalation beyond verbal disagreement." General Krav made a sound that might have been a laugh. "Most species cower when we strike. Daxians beg. Pulverins flee. Humans..." He paused, reassessing. "Humans respond." "We've had practice," Lisa replied simply. "With what?" "Your species has only been spacefaring for 80 years. With surviving," she said. "Humans spent millennia fighting each other before we reached the stars. We've learned restraint the hard way." General Krav tilted his head. "The Vesperan Empire has conquered 12 star systems. We have never been defeated in direct combat." "That's not the achievement you think it is, General." His eyes widened at her boldness. "Explain." "True strength isn't about conquering. It's about knowing when not to strike, and how to respond when someone does." Later that evening, as the Vesperan delegation prepared to depart, General Krav requested a private audience with Commandant Martinez, the Academy's highest-ranking officer. I wish to extend my stay at the Academy, the General announced. And I request Cadet Reed as my liaison. The Commandant raised an eyebrow. May I ask why? After this morning's incident. Because of this morning's incident, Krav interrupted. In 80 cycles, no being has ever subdued me. This human did so, without causing injury, while under direct assault. The Vesperan Empire has underestimated humanity. Cadet Reed is not representative of all humans, General. No, Krav agreed. But she represents what humanity aspires to be. That interests me far more than what you currently are. When Lisa received her new assignment, confusion crossed her face. Sir, I don't understand. I expected disciplinary action, not a special assignment with the General. Commander Jackson smiled slightly. Sometimes, Cadet, the most important diplomatic tool is knowing exactly how much force to apply, and when to apply it. Over the following weeks, an unusual sight became common at the Academy. The towering Vesperan general walking alongside the small human cadet, deep in conversation. Other species watched with fascination as Lisa taught Krav human combat techniques adapted for his four-armed frame, while he shared millennia of Vesperan tactical wisdom. 6 months later, when the Hive Collective launched a surprise attack on the Academy's orbital platform, it was General Krav who stood shoulder to shoulder with the human defenders. And when the battle was won, he personally recommended that the Vesperan Empire sign a mutual defense pact with Earth. They learn quickly, he told the Vesperan Council. They adapt constantly, and most importantly, he flexed his wrist, remembering that first encounter. They know exactly how much force is necessary. No more, no less. The Human-Vesperan Alliance would become the foundation of a new interstellar accord, all because a human cadet knew precisely how to respond when struck and, because she twisted instead of broke,